Soccer never stops, and neither should you. In this episode, we're going to discuss a fundamental aspect of soccer that many players, no matter how long they've been playing, still can't grasp. Soccer never stops. Let me make this clear. When there's a throw-in, soccer doesn't stop. When there's a substitute, soccer doesn't stop. When there's a goal kick, soccer doesn't stop. When there's a direct or indirect kick, soccer doesn't stop. When there's a corner kick, soccer doesn't stop. When the referee issues a yellow or a red card to a player, or even has a side discussion with a player, soccer doesn't stop. When there's a penalty kick, soccer doesn't stop. At halftime, soccer doesn't stop. And finally, when you're sitting on the bench, soccer doesn't stop. Soccer never stops, and neither should you. This is a crucial ingredient in becoming a smarter soccer player, and the earlier you adopt this concept, the better off you will be as you get older. For younger players, simply grasping that soccer doesn't stop will help them immensely. For older players, adding the ability to continually concentrate on the game provides a significant mental edge to a player's performance. By always being focused and continuously examining what's happening on the field will allow you to make keen observations, detect the opponent's weaknesses, and uncover the other team's patterns of play. Here's an example. You're sitting on the bench as a substitute. You normally play left outside back on defense. Should you be discussing your last video game win with the sub next to you? Or should you be dissecting the player on the opposing team playing right forward? What 1v1 move is he using against your defenders? What foot does he favor when shooting? Does he make a burst to the end line and then cross it in? Or is he looking to use his speed on a breakaway to goal? How is he getting serviced by his teammates? Are they chipping it over the top, sending through balls, or something else? As a substitute, you don't stop playing. Even on the bench, you can answer many of these questions that I just asked. Thus, when it's your turn to go into the game, you can impress your coach by shutting that right forward down. Here's another example that causes coaches to lose sleep at night. The referee awards the other team a direct kick about 24 yards out from goal. Instead of running backwards to get into the wall, the goalie is screaming to set up or man-marking their attackers. Many players walk away with their back to the ball as if they have all day. They think the game is stopped. Does soccer ever stop? No. So instead of walking away with your back to the ball, now is your chance to spring into action and make sure your team is in the best position to defend. Do you want to come out of the game and sit on the bench? Try walking back to your position with your back to the ball during a throw-in. That'll give you a nice extended rest, because there's nothing that coaches hate more than players that turn their back to the ball and forget they're playing. Many players believe that halftime is a period where they stop playing. False. Your body may be resting while you hydrate, but your mind shouldn't stop. Before your coach even gets out his or her clipboard, you should be self-coaching. What did the team do well and or poorly during the first half? What did I do well and or poorly? What corrections should I make? Now, when your coach is ready to give you his or her take on the game and what adjustments are to be made, you should be focused and ready to absorb this important data. This is the only time the team can all get together during the game and develop a plan. Now is not the time to tune out and think about lunch or go back to that video game debate. Now is the time to combine your observations on the first half and your coach's adjustments and decide how your play can improve in the second half. Think of it like this. Ever notice when you're reading a book and your mind drifts off thinking about something else? What happens? You realize you have no idea what you just read and you have to go back and reread the paragraph or even the entire page again. Same thing happens when you play soccer. If you're not focused on the game and you let your mind drift off, you're not ready to make a play. Suddenly you have to reread the game, figure out what's going on, and then adjust. This means you have to use a ton of mental energy to try and catch up to the game instead of using that time and effort to make a play. Or let's use another analogy with even dire consequences. If you're driving a car, do you let go of the wheel to turn around and search for that half-eaten donut that your sister left on the back seat? No! You'll crash. So is it important to have a chat with your teammate about math homework during the game? Or ask your opponent what school he goes to? Or focus on a tuft of grass that looks like Donald Trump's hair? No. Don't stop playing and keep your focus. Realize this is something you're going to have to practice. Just because now you understand the importance of keeping your focus and never stop playing doesn't mean you're instantly going to change how you actually play. So if you've been following along, you're going to ask yourself, how can I practice this? When you're training, if you practice never stop playing and keeping your focus at team training, not only is it going to help you in the games, but guess what? It helps you get more out of your training sessions, and even better, makes a great impression on your coach. Think about it. What's going to impress your coach? You having a water bottle fight during a break, or maintaining your connection to the practice by thinking about how you can improve and listening intently when instructions are delivered about how to execute the next drill? To summarize, during a game, never stop playing from the moment you get to the field until the final whistle. Keep your focus by not switching off, even for a moment. If you feel like you're taking your hands off the wheel, tell yourself to refocus and reconnect to the game. Practice never stop playing and keeping your focus at your team training sessions. That's all for this session. To learn more about Smarter Soccer, hit our website at smarter.soccer. Here you can download our free resources, sign up for our newsletter, and connect with us on social media. If you have any questions or comments, reach out to us at comments@smarter.soccer. See you next time.